At 11 tonight, we're following the latest on the protests at the ICE facility in South Portland, as troops could be deployed to that area as soon as this weekend. Today, we did see some arrests at the facility, and it has been an active scene throughout the evening tonight. Right now, we're still waiting for a federal judge to decide whether National Guard troops can legally be deployed to Portland. There is also controversy over some arrests that were made last night. Now, the mounting tensions are not just between protesters and federal agents. We have also seen fights and attacks between demonstrators on opposite ends of the issue. Fox 12's Michaela Armstrong is live tonight. She got a chance to talk to people on both sides of the issue, and she joins us from South Portland with the latest. Michaela?
Yeah, Anna, we've been here for hours and the tension is only building here. I want to just step to the side so you can see what we're seeing. There is a much larger crowd out here tonight. A lot of people standing right in front of the ICE facility, and then some also standing across from the ICE facility. We've also seen federal agents come out periodically. You can also see some standing on top of the roof overlooking demonstrators. PPV was also out here as well and said that they have seen criminal activity, and there are also 2 people already in custody for being in the street and blocking cars from passing. And PPV says they will continue to make other targeted arrests. We got a chance to talk to both sides about what is going on here and about how this tension has boiled over. Things near the ICE facility can change in an instant. But some of the worst moments, according to some demonstrators, happening at night. One moment from Thursday night caught on camera. Leilani Payne says she was the one pepper sprayed in the video by ICE agents.
They asked me to step back, and I believe there was other protesters behind me, so I raised my hands in the air and I said, I'm standing exactly where you told me to. And they maced me in the face for 3 seconds straight without warning. I had no idea he even had a canister.
Payne says after that, she was in immense pain.
It was not emotion, it was pure pain and distress. No, I don't think there was any emotion. That it was just, I needed help, and I was getting very lightheaded, and I was very, very scared.
Friday, we watched an arrest take place, and while held down by agents, the individual was continually pepper sprayed. Bennett Hazelton, who recorded the video of what happened to Payne on Thursday, says this is why he drove down from Seattle to show what is really happening to demonstrators.
Everybody watching was so surprised that this did happen. That's the reason we're all recording all the time, because you never know when somebody is going to do something insane like that.
However, some on the other side of this issue say left-wing protesters, not federal agents, are the problem.
They will attack you, and I've been physically attacked multiple times.
Independent journalist C.K. Boufarage says she was recently attacked by a demonstrator.
I was live streaming over right off of federal property, and a man who was standing over here ran at me, ran right up to me while I was on the live and grabbed, have your mic, grabbed my phone and my arm. As I broke free, he covered me in bear spray.
She says the worst time near the facility is from 10:30 p.m. to around 2 a.m. And she was able to see for herself Thursday night from the roof of the ICE facility.
I'm seeing fights. I'm seeing them going after the officers physically. I've seen them throw things at the officers.
But Hazelton, who was also there recording, says the opposite.
As often as not, it is the ICE agents ratcheting things up, starting with the violence, and it's the protesters often showing insane levels of restraint and in the face of being attacked by the agents.
So right now we still see federal agents overlooking demonstrators. There are some counter protesters here. I've also seen some people drive by yelling in support of demonstrators, along with neighbors in the complex next to the ICE facility yell at demonstrators, and there's been some conflict happening with that taking place. We will also keep you updated if things continue to grow out here. In South Portland, Michaela Armstrong, Fox 12 Oregon.
Michaela, thank you for that update. Multiple people were arrested in front of the ICE building last night by Portland police. That includes a popular conservative influencer. That arrest led U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi to launch a federal investigation now into the Portland Police Bureau. 27-year-old Nick Sorter was arrested on suspicion of disorderly conduct. PPB officers say they saw him shining a bright light in several people's faces, trying to get a negative response from them. They say that's when a group surrounded him, trying to get him him and his camera with an umbrella, and they also chased him swinging a large stick. They say the person who chased him was 49-year-old Angela Davis. She is facing a disorderly conduct charge. Sorter describes himself being attacked, and once he got away, he went to police for help but was arrested instead.
They start hitting me personally, they start hitting my gear, and then I ended up down in a recessed flower pit, surrounded by people that were trying to jump on top of me. And I got up and was able to get away, and that's when I went over to the police officers, which I thought, you know, maybe they'd help me. But no, instead they threw me in handcuffs.
Today, the Justice Department sent a letter to the city and PPB requesting all body cam footage from the arrest to review. They also asked for documents related to the arrest, claiming that PPB may be policing based on viewpoint discrimination. Meantime, Chief Bob Day says there is no political bias in their enforcement and that Sorter was arrested on probable cause. Here's some of what Chief Day had to say earlier today during a news conference.
Portland Police Bureau is committed to the rule of law, which is applicable to all of us, regardless of our political affiliation, our gender, our age, our race, our economic status, or our political leaning. It doesn't matter. The high degree of visibility around the activity in the South Waterfront has brought in a variety of points of view. I mean, the amount of dissidence that's being expressed down there, not even directed at immigration or at the facility, but the amount of dissonance being expressed towards one another is at a fevered pitch. And that's where we need to start bringing the temperature down.
The DOJ letter also asked for material related to conservative journalist Katie Davis-Court, who was assaulted earlier this week near the facility. Police are still searching for a suspect in that case. The district attorney's office says they are reviewing Sorter's case and will make a decision on charges before his scheduled arraignment on Monday. The argument over whether or not to allow National Guard troops to deploy in Portland was heard in court today. And tonight we are awaiting a decision from the judge. It's expected to come tonight or tomorrow morning. Fox 12's Ezra Kaplan breaks down what happened in the courtroom today.
Judge Karen Immergut began by questioning the Trump administration lawyers about the timeliness of the deployment order. She said that their justifications primarily focused on a memo sent by the Department of Defense on June 6th. Immergut said, can the president rely on old news, so to speak, to issue an order deploying the Guard at the end of September? Eric Hamilton was the attorney representing the government and pointed to a series of posts by President Trump over the weekend as articulating the current need. The judge cut in and said, really? A social media post is going to count as a presidential determination that he can send the National Guard to cities? Is that really what we are saying here? Without directly answering, Hamilton explained that it was the administration's belief that there is at least a danger of rebellion. Upon questioning from the judge, Hamilton could not point to a historical analog of a rebellion being declared in a situation similar to the one here in Portland. The other line of argument centered around the claim that federal officers are unable to do their jobs because of the protesters. Scott Kennedy, the lead attorney for Oregon and Portland, said that the record doesn't line up with the claims. He said that there have been sporadic instances of conflict, but most were more than 90 days ago, and more recently, they have been quickly dealt with. Kennedy pointed to records of communication over the past few weeks between PPB leadership and the Federal Protective Services, where Federal Protective Services repeatedly said no assistance was needed. Hamilton pushed back, explaining that DHS had to bring in over 100 officers from other areas to help protect the building 24/7. He again alleged that there was a threat of a rebellion, stating, over the past months, vicious and cruel radicals have laid siege to the ICE facility in Portland. That, along with claims of assault and doxing, constituted much more than minimal interference, Hamilton said. Finally, Kennedy stated in his argument that the government seeks a 60-day deployment, but they are basing it primarily on events that happened 90 days ago. That doesn't hold up to precedent. He closed by saying Trump has offered no good faith justification based on what is happening now and what has happened in our community.
That was Ezra Kaplan reporting. Do stay with Fox 12 as we wait for the decision from the judge and track the latest developments at the ICE facility. You can always stay up to date anytime and anywhere on the Fox 12 app.